A recipe for traits. A set of instructions called DNA makes a recipe for traits in all organisms. Information in a DNA strand is grouped into small segments. Each segment is made of even smaller units, like recipes are made of words and words are made of letters. Differences in the DNA alphabet are what make differences in traits, just like a different sequence of letters makes different words and a different recipe. Our task for today is we're going to create a dog, and the traits we're going to be looking at are, we're going to be looking at the body shape, the head shape, the ears, the legs, the eyes, the tail, the coat color, and the hair. And we're going to construct a dog that will have one of each of those traits. So how's that going to work? Well, one of the things we're going to do is we're going to, on slide 5, we have a spinner. So for each trait, if we go back to slide 1, for each of these traits, we're going to use the spinner to pick which codon we end up with, and we're going to make a note of that codon. Now, not only are we going to put the word description here, but on slide number 3, we're going to take the codon that we select. So depending on if we spin A, B, C, or D, these are all the same, by the way. So let's say you spin B. This would be the codon, and you would click and drag it into whichever trait you're coding for. So I'm just going to put that back. So let's begin. I'm going to go to the spinner. I'm going to go ahead and the first trait, by the way, just in case you forgot, the first trait we're dealing with here is body shape. So that's what we're going to do first. So let's go back to the spinner on slide 5. Open up the spinner, and we'll put ready to spin. And we'll spin, and we get C. All right, so don't remove it. You're going to spin again. So leave that tab open. But if we go back to our demo here, C is like swirly, jigsaw puzzle, starburst, and the little cross thing, right? So let's go to this here, and we pick C for the body shape. All right, so that's our first codon for body shape. Now let's go back to body shape. So remember, it's swirly, jigsaw, star thingy, plus sign, right? So we have to go and look and see for body shape which thing looks like that. That's this one, right? So that's the medium, very muscular, and short. So we have to put these words, medium, very muscular, and short, we have to put those words right here. Medium, muscular, short. All right, and now we have to pick that. That was this one, right? So we have to copy that by right-clicking. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to start my dog here, and we're going to paste that in and put it in the box. All right, so the next is head shape. So head shape, depending on which of these codons we get, we can either have long, thin, flat, short, or droopy. So let's get the spinner going. I already have it open. I think I have it open here. I'm going to spin again. And we spun B this time. So let's go back and figure out what B is: the cross, the jigsaw puzzle, the star, burst, and the wave. All right, so remember this image. Let's go to slide number 3. And again, B is this one, right? So we're going to put that for the head shape. All right, so that's, cross, jigsaw, starburst, wave. All right, so let's go back and look. Which one is that? That's this one, right? Flat. So let's go back to this, and let's find the flat face. So remember, flat face is this one. So we have to identify the shape when we see it. So we're going to go back to slide 2, and that's this one, right? So let's copy and paste that in our drawing. So paste it in. All right, and then let's kind of line it up. It won't be perfect, but we're going to get it started. Now you have to, if you need to resize things, to resize, you just either make it smaller or make it bigger, but it has to be proportionally correct. All right, so the head shape, do you remember what we picked? Go back. We picked flat, so we want to make sure we put the word flat right here. This is slide number 1 that we're on right now, by the way. Flat. All right, for ears, let's look at what the choices are for ears. So I'm on slide number 7 now. They can either be pointy, big droopy, medium square, or medium droopy. And look at the codon to see which one gives you what result. All right, so let's go back to the spinner. We'll spin the spinner. So you click here, or I have it already open, so I'm going to go ahead and spin again. And this time I pick B. So let's go back to the codon, right? That B is for the ears. That's this. So I'm going to put that right here. All right, so that's again the star, jigsaw. You want to try to have some sort of a pattern for how you can interpret that. So let's go back again and look at the ears and figure out which one matches that. So that looks like it's going to be this one, big droopy, big droopy. So we have to write that in right here for ears, big droopy. Whoops, I put droopy, droopy. All right, and now let's click and drag the ones that was. So was that this one or this one? So if you forget, go back and look. Big droopy, that's this appearance. So let's find it on slide number 2. That was this. Now we have to copy both because we have a right ear and we have a left ear. So I'm going to copy the left ear first. Copy, and then paste it in. And we might have to crop it because that's going to be hanging down. Let me put this over here for now, and then I'll show you a little trick that we can do. And then we need the other ear. So that's this. That's the other ear. Copy, and then let's paste that in. All right, and then just slide in position to be his ear. Now see this ear, we might have to crop it. So if we crop it, you crop it up here, and we'll just have the end of it kind of underneath his chin. And we might have to put it in the back. So if we go to, I think it's under Arrange, Order, Send Backward, and then his ear will be behind it. And if you can't get it to work, it's not like it's a big deal. Let me hit the undo button. When you've made a mistake, you just hit the undo. So I'm not sure if there's a way to get that to go in the back. Arrange, Order, Send Back. All right, so you get a hint of his ear behind him. All right, so now we're done with ears. Now we have to move on to legs. So let's spin for legs. We go to slide number 5 to get the spinner. I already have it on my tab here. So we're going to spin again. For the legs, we get A this time. We get A. So A is this, jigsaw plus swirly star. So let's go back to this slide and put A. We'll click and drag one of these for the legs. All right, and now let's find out what that matches up with. Go to slide number 7 and see what that matches up with. So again, what did we pick? I'm going to go back to slide number 3. It was jigsaw, star, swirly, starburst. Jigsaw, star, swirly, starburst. Jigsaw, star, swirly, starburst. So that's long and thin, long and thin. So if we go to our bank of stuff, that's this right here. So let's copy that. We'll go back to our picture of our dog. We'll paste it in. And then we have to kind of adjust it because it might not be perfect, but we'll do the best we can to, can resize a little bit, move it around. Okay. All right, so our dog is taking shape, right? So what did we pick for legs? The legs that we got, again, if you forgot, the description of it is long and thin. So we have to put those words right here, long and thin. All right, so eyes are next. Eyes, let's get the spinner going. Spinner, spin again. We pick C for the eyes. So C for the eyes, that's this. Click and drag. All right, so that's wave, jigsaw, starburst, plus sign. Wave, jigsaw, starburst, plus sign. So that's right here, right? Blue eyes, blue eyes. All right, so let's go back. We'll fill in that his eyes are going to be blue. We'll go to the traits bank and let's copy. And now we're going to have to resize. Paste the eye. Now see, the eye is way too big, so we have to just size that down a little bit. So just do the best you can. And if you want to put 2 eyes in, you can, but it might not be quite right because he's looking off to the side. So his other eye would be on the other side of his head. But if you chose a head that you can put the 2 eyes in, you can try. See if we just copy that one eye that we have and paste it. Maybe we can get that second eye in there. Maybe it would look okay. You have to kind of play with it a little bit, move it around. So I'm not sure if that doesn't really look very good, but you might do a better job than me on that. So play around with that. All right, for the tail is next. So let's spin the spinner. Spin the spinner. Spin again. And we pick C. We pick C for the tail. So that's Wave, Jigsaw, Starburst, Plus. Let's see what the tail, if we go to slide number 8. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing. So let me go back and look at it again because I'm already forgetting. All right, so for the tail, we picked Wave, Jigsaw, Starburst, plus sign. So let's see what that matches up with. That's this. So it's the pompon tipped. So let's find that in our lineup of traits. Let's see, tail. Here's the tail. We'll copy that and we'll put it on our dog. Paste and drag it in. Now, if appropriate, resize it. It has to be proportionally correct. So I'm just going to resize a little bit. Put it where it goes. Okay. Now, so do you see where we're kind of going with this, right? So you have to fill in the description. Now, when you get to these two, the color and the hair. Now, what I'm finding is that what might be difficult, let's say you pick the one that shows like, straight hair, right? So if I copy and paste that onto my dog, see, I don't know how good that's going to look, right? That might not be. If you'd rather just kind of use the draw tool. So just to show you where the draw tool is, I think if you go under insert line, see they have scribble. You might have more luck just putting lines on there yourself. You might want to try that. But if not, you can just click and drag and just try to resize it. Just try to make it look as nice as you can. Okay. Now likewise with the color, if you want to try to color it in, they do have, you can change the color of your scribble. So I'm just going to put like a little scribble over here. Whoops. Undo. See how it lets you scribble? So instead of I'm putting it on the side, but you can put it on the dog, and then you can also change the color of it. So if you want to change the color of it, I think if you hit right click and format, I think you can find the color somewhere in here. So I'm not really sure actually where to do it. But if you can't find that, then your other option of what you can do is you can just kind of cut and paste from here, like take a screenshot of that and paste it over your dog. Or you can just put a little description, since it's a little bit tricky to do that. You can just put that your dog color, you can put it coat color, brown, or whatever it is. Or you can try to copy and paste this and paste it on the image of your dog the best that you can. Now when you're done, don't forget you need to put your name here, put your dog's name here. Everybody needs to make up a name for their dog. Make sure that you've clicked and dragged. So let's say you pick D for coat color and you picked, A for hair. This is going to represent the DNA recipe. This will be the DNA strand for your entire dog. And this is not much different. It's obviously simplified, but this is not much different than how DNA gets coded, right? It gets coded with the random selection process. So when you finish up, don't forget to hit mark as done, and then we'll have a lot of fun looking at your various dogs.